Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park West. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is Sunday afternoon, and it is a cool Sunday afternoon. We got 8 races we're going to look at. Let's check out those track and weather conditions. The main track is fast, the turf course good, but the first race today taken off the turf to be run at 5 furlongs on the main track. These are maiden claimers, fillies 2-year-olds, scratch the 2, 14, 15, and 16. Couple of jockey changes. On the 6, it's Tony Marat. On the 12, make the rider Miguel Arroyo.
And the race is on. They've broken a pretty good line. Strandioro, Fernanda, and in between horses are Moody Women. Those 3 are fastest. Vicky the Best and Ruthila from the outside, and those 5 lining up on the front end. Golden Knoll in the red colors away in 6th. Hearts and Flowers is 7th, about 4.5 off the lead. Then comes Soy Celeste. It's a break of 2 more then. Back to Magnitude 10, who moves around Aztec Moon. Wicked Witch has 1 beat early on, and that's Cozy Mimosi, who's the trailer. 3 furlongs left to go in their journey. Strandioro and our Moody Women, the 2 inside runners, lead them as they come toward the quarter pole. They're a length and a half in front of Vicky the Best, who's up into a clear-cut 3rd. Fernanda now back and forth. Hearts and Flowers starts to move in between runners. Golden Knoll trying to get a move on as Ruthila is cast out very wide. Our Moody Women to the top of the stretch, the leader. Down on the inside, Strandiora battles on. Hearts and Flowers coming between runners, and Vicky the Best right down the outside. A final furlong to go and many, many chances. Vicky the Best on the outside. Our Moody Women in between horses in the black colors. Looking for a split there is Hearts and Flowers. Those 3 are just ahead of Aztec Moon. As they come to the wire, Our Moody Women, Vicky the Best. These 2 going on. Vicky the Best on the outside of Our Moody Women. Here's the wire. A very close photo finish between Our Moody Women and Vicky the Best. 3rd went to Hearts and Flowers, and a photo for 4th.
Number 3, Our Moody Woman just holds on to win it. What a game performance from her first-time starter. Pays $10.60 to win. Owned by Arville Racing LLC. Trained by Georgina Baxter and ridden to victory today by Vincenti Guidel. The second race, 6 furlong sprint. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds. 1 scratch, 1 jockey change. Scratch the 3, My Jet. Make the rider on the 6, Joe Bravo.
And the race is on. Beast of Wildwood came away a little bit slow. Good start for Galit Jack, who goes right out to the front. Princess Coro coming up in between runners to challenge. Also right there, Kizzy, and just smoking in that second flight. But it is Galit Jack to lead it by a half a length. Princess Coro up on the outside into a clear-cut 2nd. In between horses, Kizzy is now 3rd. Aunt Nadine and Just Smoking, they're 4th and 5th. It's about 4-length break then. Back to Congrats Rosie. Surmount Sun with 2 beat. Those are Beast of Wildwood and Lavi. Those 2 share the back. As they make their run toward the fire turn. 3.5 furlongs left to go. Galit Jack, Princess Coro. Been pressuring her the entire way, and Princess Coro right up alongside Galit Jack. They're about 2 lengths ahead of Aunt Nadine, who's into that 3rd position. Just Smoking, pushed along from 4th. Is 3.5 off the pace. Then comes Kizzy, who's now back in 5th. Beast of Wildwood continues to make up a little bit of ground, is now 6th. About 7 or 8 lengths behind the duo, who continue to do battle up front. Princess Coro on the outside of Galit Jack. These 2 come into the stretch. Aunt Nadine tipped out to the 3 path for her rally. She has 3/16 of a mile to close in. A final furlong left to go, and Princess Coro goes to an air advantage. Here's Aunt Nadine. Lavi is making up serious ground, going to gear toward the outside as a final 16th to go. Aunt Nadine, Princess Coro. Here's Lavi, who's rolling down the outside, and Jairo Rendon. Lavi coming up, surging to the front, and Lavi with a last to first sweep to win it here by 2.5. And Nadine did get 2nd over Princess Coro. 3rd, Galit Jack finished 4th.
Bombs away. Number 2, Lavi, closes and lights up the tote board. Pays $94.60 to win. Owned by Magic City Casino Racing, Adam Moskowitz, and Savin's Sister Stable. Trained by Emmy Gaffney and ridden to victory today by Jairo Rendon. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have race number 3. Welcome back. Our 3rd race, originally scheduled for 7.5 furlongs on the turf, to be run on the fast main track at 7 furlongs. These are maiden claimers, fillies 2-year-olds. Scratch the 2, B Wings. Jockeying on the 5 is Eduardo Nunez.
And the race is on. Good start in the center for our fantasy. Shiza showing good speed. Mudslide Wicked in the red colors from the outside away in third as Mystical Charge moves up to that one's inside. But up on the front end, it is Shiza to put a nose in front. Our fantasy counters right back, and these two speed onto the main track 3 lengths ahead of Mystical Charge. So that one's outside. Then comes Mudslide Wicked in the 4th spot. In between horses, Mariana Queen moves up in the 5th position. Shady Sharon stays down toward the inside of that one. It's another length then back to Pasa Time, who starts to advance. Lemon Drop Teeny rather is mid-pack. It's another 2.5 back to Sunday Scheming, and a long way last to Mine Well Received, who's got to be about 17 or 18 lengths behind. As they speed toward the far turn, Our Fantasy, Shiza, these two have been going at it every step of the way, and they are 7 or 8 lengths ahead of Mystical Strike, who's a clear-cut third. 2.5 more lengths then. Back to Mudslide Wicked, who comes up the inside of Lemon Drop Teeny, who's being pushed along from 5th and not gaining any ground just yet. These two are still out there winging. Our Fantasy and Shiza, they come to the quarter pole 7 or 8 lengths ahead of Mystical Charge, who's down in that 3rd position. Starting to gain ground up on the outside is Lemon Drop Teeny and Mudslide Wicked, but to the top of the stretch, Our Fantasy and Shiza, this battle has been going on for 6 furlongs. It's got 1 more furlong left to go. They're still 8 or 9 lengths ahead of Mudslide Wicked. Might be down to a 2-horse race the entire way. 16th pole now. Here's Shiza up on the outside. Our Fantasy back to 2nd. Nobody came running from the back at any point. Shiza won the battle and the war. It's Shiza here by almost 3 in the end. Our Fantasy was 2nd. They were about 9 or 10 ahead of Mudslide Wicked, who held on for 3rd. Mariana Queen got up for 4th.
Number 9, Shizer scores and gives jockey Jairo Rendon his 2nd consecutive victory. Owned by Car Guys Racing LLC, trained by John Service. That horse paid $8.60 to win. The 4th race, they're going to 2-turn mile. It's a starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the number 2, 8s and Aces.
And the race is on. Kanani showing good speed, double whammy down toward the inside. Those two fastest in the early going is Pepe the Hunter coming up to join them. Summer Spice going to be 4 deep to that first turn, 5 deep here for Spin Cycle as the first 5 line up. Length and a half more back to Mr. Chaplin and Bastaletto. Those two getting off the paces. Up on the front end, Pepe the Hunter and double whammy. Those two battle through this opening quarter mile. They've put 2.5 on Summer Spice. Spin Cycle had a wide journey on that first turn, is moving up on the outside now into 3rd. Down along the inside, Kanani is now back in the 5th position as those 3 line up in that second flight. It's 3 more than to Bastaletto, and Mr. Chaplin continues to trail. So they make their way past the 5/8 marker, and up on the front end, Pepe the Hunter wanted that lead to Misiel Jaramillo, and he's got it a length and a half. Double whammy in the 2nd position. It's 2.5 more back to Summer Spice. Spin Cycle up on the outside and down along the inside, Kanani. Bastaletto just in behind that one with 1 beat, and Mr. Chaplin still trails. 8 lengths front to back as they go to the far turn. Pepe the Hunter, double whammy, not giving Pepe the Hunter any breathers today. As they go into that far turn, Pepe the Hunter 3/4 of a length to double whammy. Kanani is up into the 3rd spot. Spin Cycle continues a wide journey. Summer Spice just inside of that one. 3 or 4 more lengths then back to Mr. Chaplin and Bastaletto. Pepe the Hunter comes to the quarter pole, starting to stretch that lead out now. It's Pepe the Hunter by 3. Double whammy is 2nd. Kanani pushed along from 3rd. Then comes Spin Cycle and Summer Spice, but into the stretch, and up front it's all Pepe the Hunter. Pepe the Hunter leads him into the lane now, clear by 4. Double whammy, Kanani continue to chase as they're starting to get a little bit closer now. It's a length and a half more than back to Mr. Chaplin, who's winding up down the far outside. Coming to the 16th pole, Pepe the Hunter. Kanani gaining with each and every stride down the outside, Mr. Chaplin. It's Kanani up on the outside of Pepe the Hunter. Kanani getting the better of the two, and Kanani going to go on to win it here by length. Pepe the Hunter was 2nd, Mr. Chaplin 3rd, 4th was double whammy.
Number 3, Kanani closes and springs the upset, pays $18.60 to win. Owned by IAB Stables and Walter Freilich, trained by Tammy Levy and ridden to victory today by Adamar Santos. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have race number 5. Welcome back. Our fifth race of the afternoon, 5 furlongs on a good turf course. These are claimers 3-year-olds and upward. Blinkers on, the number 2, Scribe.
And the race is on. Shanghai Levi away a step slow. Frankie Apps and Bullgratz, 2 of the favorites going right out to the early tussle in between horses. 5-star Recruit out in that 3rd spot. Up from the outside, Slick Star is now a joint 4th. Down along the inside, Scribe starting to make up ground as well. Temple Mount is 6th, only about 4.5 off the lead. It's a break of 3 more then. Back to Golden Line of Revolving Star with 1 beat, and that's the slow starting Shanghai Levi, who's at the back early on. Frankie Apps and Christian Torres to the far turn, clear a length and a half to Bullgratz in 2nd. Scribe stays down toward the hedge in that 3rd position as Slick Star gets a 3-wide trip in 4th. Length and a half more back to Temple Mount is 5th, being pushed along and losing ground right now is about 7 or 8 lengths behind Frankie Apps, who turns for home in front. Frankie Apps off the turn in front by 3. Bullgratz, Scribe dives down toward the inside. Length and a half more then back to Slick Star, who's in the 4th spot trying to get going. Temple Mount and Golden Line of a final 16th of work belongs to Frankie Apps. Coming after that one is Scribe down the center of the track. Bullgratz, Frankie Apps has to make 50 more yards. Scribe trying to get closer with each and every stride, but Frankie Apps all the way. 1 3/4 of a length to Scribe. Bullgratz was 3rd. There was a 3-way photo for 4th.
Number 1, Frankie Apps takes them wire to wire and scores pays $7.20. Owned by Vincino Racing Stables Incorporated, trained by Armando de la Certa, and ridden to victory by leading rider Christian Torres. 6th race, a 6 1/2 furlong sprint. These are allowance optional claimers. 3-year-olds and upward will have 8 runners go to the post. The off-time favorite, number 7, Yodelay.
And the race is on. A little bit of a slow start for Gnarly. Good start for Rayo My King. Yodelie who broke inside of that one, is quickly outside of that runner up into 2nd as Summer Beach comes through down toward the inside to challenge. Those 3 fastest onto the main track. Gnarly is up into that 4th position. Then comes Trapezoid, Geonosis there, 5th and 6th. They're length and a half ahead of Truly Stellar, and it's 2 or 3 more back to Zorb, who trails. So they go toward the 4.5 furlong marker. Then Yodelie who up on the outside of Rayo My King and puts a nose in front. Gnarly, who's back into that 3rd spot, just a length and a half behind. It's a length more then back to Geonosis and Trapezoid. They continue in tandem. They're up to 4th and 5th now as Summer Beach drops back a couple of spots, being joined and passed up on the outside by Truly Stellar, and Zorb is the trailer. They go into that far turn. Yodelie who just a neck in front. Down along the inside, Rayo My King looming up just in behind them. In the 3rd spot is Gnarly, who switches out to the 3 path as Yodelie who goes to the quarter pole, now a length and a half in front of Rayo My King back in 2nd, who gears toward the outside. Gnarly continues a 3 deep trip. Geonosis and Trapezoid continue on 4th and 5th, but Yodelie who starting to stretch that lead out as they come to the furlong pole. It's Yodelie who by 2.5 or 3 now. Down the outside is Gnarly. Trapezoid gaining ground up the rail, but a final 16th to go, and Yodelie who and Edgar Zayas clear with 50 yards left to go. Gnarly second best to Yodelie who goes on to win it here by 4 in the end. Gnarly was 2nd. Trapezoid got up for 3rd over Rayo My King 4th.
A favorite, number 7, Yodelie who scores impressively for owners Isla Stable LLC, Big Frank Stable, and Bassett Stable, trained by Safi Joseph Jr., ridden by Edgar Zayas. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have race 7, first half of that late Daily Double. Welcome back. Our 7th race will be run at 1 mile on a good turf course. These are claimers 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward who've never won 3 races. Scratch the 6, Third Army. Scratch the 9, Dilutum. Jockey on the 10, Joe Bravo.
And the race is on. Good start for Honey Don't out wide. In between horses, Gunslinger showing speed. Solar Warming joining that one up on the front end. And those 2 come by the wire the first time. In fact, now it's just those 1 as Gunslinger going to go up to set the pace. Solar Warming going to yield back a coast 2nd along with Ed's Dog as Honey Don't, who broke sharply, settles in 4th. Victor Lounge is 5th right now, about 3.5, 4 off the lead. Then comes Colin, a winner. In between horses, Majestic Luna has 1 beat, and that's False Accusation, who's at the back. And Gunslinger takes the point. It's Gunslinger there. Here's Ed's Dog, though, up to make an early challenge as they go midway on that first turn. Honey Don't continues to cover ground out about 3 deep and now up in the third. Solar Warming in between horses. Victor Lounge tugging there in that 5th spot. It's 2.5 more then back to Majestic Luna and Calling a Winner. They race in tandem about 6 lengths off the lead, and at the back early on is False Accusation. About halfway home in their journey and up on the front end, it's Gunslinger. Ed's Dog pressing that one continually up on the outside as Honey Don't stays out in the 3 wide side. Down along the rails, Solar Warming. Victor Lounge continues in and amongst horses, just 2.5 lengths off the lead. 2 more back to Calling a Winner, who's up to 6. Then comes Majestic Luna. False Accusation still trails. Ed's Dog right up on level terms now with Gunslinger, and these two bend into the turn a length and a half in front of Honey Don't. Victor Lounge continues in between horses, just waiting for some room there. Down along the inside comes Solar Warming, who's dropping back, passed by Majestic Luna, who starts a 4-wide bid. They come to the top of the stretch. Gunslinger and Ed's Dog. These two been duking it out for much of the journey. Now given the cue to come after them is Honey Don't. Victor Lounge waiting for room in behind, going to dive down toward the hedge. A final furlong left to go. Gunslinger. Here's Victor Lounge coming through down toward the inside. Honey Don't. Majestic Luna even uncorking a rally down the center of the track. Any one of 4 can win. Down on the inside, Victor Lounge. Down the outside, Majestic Luna. Victor Lounge, I think, got it. It's very close. Majestic Luna right there. Also in the photo was Honey Don't, and Gunslinger finished 4th.
Number 8, Victor Lounge. What a ride by Jairo Randon. Just holds on, and that's Jairo's 3rd victory this afternoon. The favorite paid $5.80 to win, owned by John Huber and trained by Mike Maker. The 8th and final race, a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. 9 go to the post, no scratches or jockey changes to report.
And the race is on. Chantilly Lily sprung the latch, goes right out to the front. Bendita coming through to challenge that one. First off, one of the favorites in between horses, and those 3 fastest up the back stretch. Princess Dynamite away in that 4th position. Then we come back to Wine Bottle. Cat Quick has 3 beat at this point. Those are Immaculate Heart. It's a Lovely Day got off to a bad start, and Jenna Dawn is at the back. So they make their way toward the half-mile pole, and up on the front end, it's Bendita in front. Bendita leads it by 3.5 lengths to Princess Dynamite. First off, those 2 chase from 2nd and 3rd. They're 3.5 or 4 clear. If It's a Lovely Day, who starts to make up some ground, is up into the 4th position. Starting to back up after that one comes Cat Quick. It's 2 more, then back to Immaculate Heart, who trails. Meanwhile, up front, Bendita freewheeling on the lead. It's Bendita coming to the quarter pole in front by 4. First off, chases that one from the 2nd spot. They're 3.5 clear. Princess Dynamite, It's a Lovely Day, continues to advance, is up to 4th as they come to the top of the stretch. Bendita still there by 2.5. Down the outside, First Off, trying to get closer with each and every stride as they come to the furlong pole. Here's First Off to go to the front. Bendita now back to 2nd. It's 2.5 more, then back to It's a Lovely Day, who tries to close in. 16th pole now, and it's First Off still in command down the outside. It's a Lovely Day, but First Off going to win it here. First off by 2.5. It's a Lovely Day 2nd. Princess Dynamite closed to get up for 3rd. 4th was close, either Jenna Dawn or Bendita.
Number 6, First Off, scores for owner Frank Carl Calabrese, trained by the one and only Safi Joseph Jr. and ridden to victory today by Edgar Zayas. And that wraps up the week's action at Gulfstream Park West. And when we come back on Wednesday, it'll be the final week of racing here at Gulfstream Park West. So, boy, you got one more week. Let's see if the Rainbow Six lasts. Our first race post will be about 1:20 p.m. 8 races on Wednesday afternoon. The final week at Gulfstream Park West.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.